Today, we're going to talk about who I think is going to dethrone every champion and who I want to dethrone every champion, because there is a difference in some cases where I want this to happen, but I think that will happen. And I got this idea from Christian Jasso from my Monday Night Raw hot take video. So I said, you know what? That's a great question. Let's just do a whole video. So thank you for that. So let's start with the U.S. title. LA Knight, is carrying the belt right now, and he's doing an amazing job with it. At first thought he was going to carry it all the way to WrestleMania, but I'm starting to doubt that. Who I want to win it is Carmelo Hayes. I was not a big Carmelo Hayes fan when he jumped to the main roster, but slowly but surely, he won me over. And the one moment I can pinpoint where I'm like, yeah, I love that guy, is when he told Andrade to put the fries in the bag, you're washed. Oh my God, that was so funny. Andrade had just lost to LA Knight, and man, just way to kick a guy when they're down. I like the fact that Carmelo Hayes is this really cocky, arrogant dude. That U.S. title on him would look amazing, and it would just take his ego to the next level. But I don't see that happening. He did just lose a triple threat. I think he's going to finish out his program with Andrade for a Game 7, and then they're going to tag team together. But that's who I want. Who do I think? I think it's going to be Logan Paul. We got Saturday Night Main Event coming right up. I believe that Logan Paul is going to return sometime after Survivor Series War Games. And that's where he makes his appearance, and his intentions known that I want my U.S. title back. And I don't mind that. I actually liked Logan Paul as champion. I don't care if he only had like 2 or 3 defenses. The dude was money, and he brought it everywhere. For being a part-time champion, he elevated that title greatly. I've never seen a part-time champion elevate the title as much as he did, unless you count Roman Reigns as a part-time champion during the Bloodline saga. But Logan Paul did a fantastic job, and then it'll probably be another rematch between those two at WrestleMania. Prominent on the card, and they have good chemistry. And who do I think is going to win this belt? And who do I want to win this belt? I wouldn't mind if Brian's Wrestling or It's Moneybird won the belt, because they're members of the channel. However, who do I think will win? I have no idea, because it's going to be completely random. A comment is all you got to do to enter the contest. And when do I pull it? At 10,000 subscribers. I hit the number 10,000, and I'm going to do a live drawing and give away this belt right here. Free shipping, free everything. But why am I giving away the belt? Good question. It's because I want to be a full-time YouTuber, and I'm trying to get subscribers and engagement in the channel. So help me out, hit the bell notification, comment, subscribe, and somebody will get the belt. You hear that? It's the dogs. The dogs are barking because we're about to start talking about Braun Breaker and his IC title run, the Intercontinental title. He's a great champion. Who I want him to lose it to is Obafemi. You're like, who is this Obafemi you keep talking about? I know, I bring up Obafemi about once a week, but this guy's the future. He is so good, so great, so awesome. Obafemi is this dude that had almost no experience. I think he was completely unknown, not an indie wrestler, not nothing, just some big dude from Nigeria, but he can go on the mic, he can go in the ring. One time I saw him just like throw somebody. He literally launched somebody. He is doing new things, new creative ways. He's not going to be held back by what wrestlers can't do, because he doesn't know what wrestlers can't do, because he wasn't a wrestler. And I love that for this guy. I'm not saying I want everybody to be like that, but this dude is just so creative and so good. He has so much personality. You have to have a certain kind of mentality to go nose to nose with Braun Breaker, and Obafemi definitely has it. When we go to Netflix, let's get Obafemi up there and challenging Braun Breaker. I would love for Obafemi to get it. However, who do I think will get it? John Cena. I say Braun Breaker holds it all the way to WrestleMania, and John Cena challenges him because he's never got the Intercontinental belt. Braun Breaker has actually already issued the challenge, not on WWE, so it's not canon, but he did say in an interview, hey John, you never got the IC belt. Why don't you come at me for it? Because Braun Breaker is all about building his legacy, and that's basically how we can have the entire feud. He wants to make his name on the back of John Cena during his farewell tour. And what's good about this is if it happens at WrestleMania, it allows John Cena to win a title a title that would mean something to his career, as he's never held the Intercontinental belt, and he becomes a full-time Grand Slam champion. But it also means we don't bump CM Punk from the main event. And I get it, it's his last WrestleMania. He deserves to be the main event of WrestleMania, but there's so many people right now who deserve to be the main event of WrestleMania, and so many storylines that call for other people to be the main event of WrestleMania. And all the people, John Cena is such a humble company man that just looks out for everybody, and he puts himself last in every situation. So I don't think that John Cena would really care. He'll take the main event, but he'll also take the first match on the card. He has to go somewhere else and a marquee match with Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental title to Grand Slam it. Well, that's a good match. Let's do the speed titles. You're like, what are the speed titles? The speed titles are main roster titles. Well, it could be NXT too, but basically on Twitter, I think it's 3 minutes or less matches. You fight for it and you get a title. The title is never shown on actual WWE TV. However, the women just got a speed title, and Candice LeRae actually said to Nia Jax, hey, from one champion to another, referring to her speed title. So it was referenced and I loved it. It was funny. It was hilarious. I don't really care about the speed title. However, I think that if we used it like Candice LeRae used it, it could be a great thing. Let's give the speed title to Dominic Mysterio, and then Dominic Mysterio can come to Raw holding the speed title and acting as if it's a very prestigious belt. And in doing so, it will actually elevate the speed title, but it will also just showcase Dominic Mysterio's absurdity, and it would be just great for Dominic to hold the title that is so meaningless, and yet he prizes it so well, and Liv Morgan then to be like, oh, Daddy Dom, you're a champion just like me, because she's so infatuated with them. Who do I think will get the speed title? I have no idea. I'll be honest with you, I have no idea. For the women's side of things, same. I don't know nothing about the women's side, although Candice LeRae, I hope she doesn't lose it. If she got it to be used as part of a storyline, I think she's doing a great job with it already. If I had to pick who do I want to get it, someone from NXT. Just give the NXT person the shine. That's who I want to get it, and I have no idea who will get it. So yeah, it's more about the men's one on this one, but I would prefer if Candice just got to keep it. So let's do the SmackDown Tag Team Championship right now. I think those are just the WWE Tag Team Champions. So, who I want? Street Profits. I love the Street Profits. I want them to be used, unless we're going to break them up so Montez Ford can finally get that singles push. But if they're going to stay a tag team, give them the belts. It's, oh my God, it's a crime. It's borderline criminal that we don't do anything with Montez Ford. Who do I think will get it? The Bloodline. I believe that we'll probably give it back to Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, but I bet the Bloodline get it back. That way they can fight the Usos, and Jay and Jimmy can have a, hey, we're the tag team champions moment once more. On Monday Night Raw, Finn Balor and JD McDonough have done an absolute horrendous job as tag team champions, and they're about to come across the Viking Raiders, the War Raiders, and I believe that the War Raiders are going to win, and sure, why not? Let the War Raiders win. The tag team division sucks on Raw right now. The best part of the tag team division is the New Day, because they have this breakup angle that's happening, so they're almost not a tag team, but they still are. So yeah, I have no real options for the tag team division on Raw, other than the War Raiders, and they seem as good as any team to give it to. The women's tag team division, Chelsea Green, Piper Niven, I want to be the next champs. If we're not going to introduce mid-card titles for the women, well, we got to get some belt around Chelsea Green's waist. Piper Niven is great as well, but it's really Chelsea Green that is just kind of this hidden gem of the women's division that people are discovering more and more every day. Let's get the belt on her. I wish. That's who I want. I want her to get some kind of belt, and I just don't see her as the women's champion right now, the top dog, especially going into WrestleMania. So the women's tag team belts, that would be great. However, I think who will actually win is going to be Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. I bet Liv and Raquel, they take the titles off of Bianca Belair and Jade, because they would also then allow those two, or Liv Morgan in particular, to get in their heads going into Royal Rumble, so they can have a full breakdown when they draw number one, number two. So Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, they'll lose the titles to Liv and Raquel, and then when they get to Royal Rumble, they completely explode. In the process, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez are your new women's tag team champion. Who will Liv lose her title to? You know who I want and who I think? Rhea Ripley. I am kind of tired of the Rhea Ripley Liv angle, and I know Rhea Ripley's out with injury, but the story would make so much sense for Rhea to win. And if Liv and Raquel does have this program with Bianca and Jade, and it's all more about the tag team titles than her title, she can hold that title to WrestleMania and Rhea can win. I think Rhea deserves it, and the fact that we're going to have a couple months off of their feud, it allows it to cool down enough that we can heat it back up at WrestleMania, and it'll be kind of, maybe not like brand new, not like SummerSlam new, but it'll be new enough that it definitely warrants WrestleMania. So I wanted to go to Rhea because I feel she deserves it for all the hard work she's put in, but I also think it's the logical choice. So yeah, it lines up. Nia Jax's loss also lines up. I want Tiffany to win it, and I think Tiffany will win it. I mean, why not? Tiffany has the money in the bank. Just let Nia keep fighting people, and then one day she gets beat up so bad that Tiffany finally cashes in after Nia took her for granted one too many times. Yeah, lines up. So the women's division is kind of what I want and what I think are all just kind of going on the same direction. So let's now do the World Championship match. I alluded to this earlier. I think that Gunther will lose it to CM Punk. They've already teased it. CM Punk has said, hey, I'm going to go after Gunther. That was right before Drew McIntyre and him had a Hell in the Cell, and Drew McIntyre attacked him and stuff beads down his throat and made him bleed out his mouth. But yeah, so CM Punk is already eyeballing the world title. And so I want him to win because I want CM Punk to go to the main event at WrestleMania. And coincidentally, I think that's what's going to happen also. I think what I want and what WWE is going to do actually aligns on this one, in that I think CM Punk was smart enough to put in his contract that I get to main event WrestleMania. And so how does he main event WrestleMania when the WrestleMania card will have Cody, Rock, Roman, Cena, maybe Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins? He's a main eventer. Drew McIntyre is even a main eventer right now. There's so many options. Gunther, of course. So many options to main event WrestleMania. We got to do something in particular to make sure he does. And that's give him the world title. He beats Gunther and then he goes to WrestleMania as champion. Now we go to Cody Rhodes. Ooh, this one's tough. This one's tough, especially because Randy is about to be inserted. And what if we had Randy win the title for like a week or two? That could definitely happen. But I think Cody holds the title to Mania, and then who does he fight? Who does he fight? Does he fight Roman? Does he fight Rock? Or do we have a triple threat? Oh, who do I want? Who do I want? You know what? I'm calling it. Who I want is who I think. I want The Rock to win it. And I think The Rock is going to win it. And you know why? Because Cody Rhodes, F your story. Oh my God. When The Rock said, Cody Rhodes, I mean this from the bottom of my heart, F your story, I died. Okay, a lot of people are probably like, oh no, we don't want The Rock. He just comes in here and takes all the glory. That was last year. That was last year when he was a face. That was last year before the final boss. Now that he's the final boss, he can do whatever he wants. I love that Rock, and it makes so much sense for him to do it anyways. So he comes in and he wins. It can be a triple threat. It can be a one-on-one. Who cares? F your story, Cody Rhodes. F all the stories when The Rock is involved. Man, that would be so great. And then The Rock and Roman can go to SummerSlam and fight. It's a 2-night event. They need to make this the biggest SummerSlam of all time. So yeah, they can have their match there. It would be great for them to have it at WrestleMania, but yeah, whatever. Maybe they can have a rematch at WrestleMania. I don't care. But yeah, WrestleMania, The Rock wins it. And you could be like, I don't want a part-time champion. You know what? Once upon a time, I didn't want a part-time champion either, but I lost that battle. I was there when part-time champions started. Brock Lesnar, Goldberg, and then, let's be honest, Roman Reigns was kind of a part-time champion. I cried out from the hilltops, oh, this sucks, part-time champions suck, but whatever, I lost it, so now I'm willing. And if anybody can be a part-time champion, then The Rock deserves it. The dude was in the Attitude Era, and he's the biggest star in Hollywood, on the face of the planet. The guy loves wrestling. The Rock is amazing. He's a third-generation star. He has been there. Anybody deserves it. It's The Rock. So I'm okay with the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. No, actually, I'm not. I am not okay with the most electrifying man in sports entertainment winning. I'm okay with the final boss winning. And I want the final boss to win. And I think the final boss will win. So, yeah, after your story, guys. So, what do you think of my cause? Do you think those are plausible champions? Do you want someone else? Do you think somebody else? Put it in the comments below who you want and who you think are going to be the guys that take the belts off the current champions. Guys, girls, have a great day.